What's going on, guys and girls? We're here playing some more Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to complete all the mission tasks for mission 31, which is called Sahelanthropus. Hopefully I said that right. So as you saw before, you can see the gear that I'm using. One recommendation I do recommend changing is don't use the sneaking suit, do use the battle dress. That's just because you just don't die as easy if you've got the battle dress on, and it doesn't really change anything else with the mission. So in this mission there are 3 mission tasks you need to complete. 2 of them are optional. The first one is obviously just defeating Sahelanthropus. The other one is you have to destroy his head. So that's as simple as just shooting his head until it destroys. So make sure that's like your first target. So just keep shooting at his head until you get that mission task. It will just help you out a lot. You can also hit those tanks on the back, and that actually helps destroy them a lot easier. Those things explode and do a ton of damage when you hit them, as you can see here. When I'm going to hit those, and we're going to give him a bunch of damage. So then we're just going to keep aiming at his head until we end up getting that first mission task. The other one you'll get later on when the floating boy ends up showing up a lot more. When he does the certain attacks, what you want to do is you just want to make sure that you're running away from him. When he does the one where he gets the rocks to come up out of the ground in a line, that's when you want to make sure that you're running in a right angle from him. So you want to run 90 degrees from where he's facing you. Otherwise you might end up getting hit by that. So I think that's what he's going to do here. So what we're going to do is he's going to use this like sword sort of thing, and as you can see it comes out as a line when he does that attack. So that's when you want to run 90 degrees from him so that you don't end up getting hit by that. And then later on he'll do some other ones where he does a circle, and I'll talk about those later on. So as you can see, I'm just trying to shoot these tanks, and that will give me a lot of damage once I destroy those. And then I'm going to get my pickup. So as you're going through it, if you just keep using your ammo, especially your main heavy weapon, then what will happen is you will end up getting a supply drop by one of the other guys. They'll just send a supply drop automatically. There is one trick to this mission. There is a couple of vehicles around here. So what you can do is you can jump into those vehicles, and these can give you quite a bit of damage if you can end up using them properly. The one vehicle that I do recommend is the one with the rocket launchers on the back. That does quite a bit of damage, especially if you can get them to hit it a few times with those rocket launchers. You can get quite a bit of damage in. And you want to do that before this happens. So this is when he uses the cloud sort of stuff, and this will destroy any sort of vehicles or anything within the entire mission area. So once this starts up, you will not be able to use any of your vehicles anymore. So unfortunately I just got hit by him just then, but that doesn't matter because we're just going to continue on, and we're actually just going to complete one of the mission tasks right then. That is going to be for destroying Sahelanthropus' head. If you didn't have all the red mist around, you would have noticed that his head kind of did a little bit of explode, and it should smoke a little bit and kind of be sort of deformed, but it will still be there. And as you can see, I just wanted to show you that that's the one mission task that I did complete right there. So now what we're going to do is we want to try and just defeat him as quickly as possible. So we're just going to keep shooting him in the stomach sort of area does quite a bit of damage. And also remember, as I said before, shooting those tanks on his back also do a bunch of damage. And it seems like shooting him in the knee does damage, shooting him in the head does damage, quite a bit of damage, and also shooting him in that like big circle thing on his shoulder, that also does quite a bit of damage. So as you can see, I'm just trying to keep shooting him. Those tanks seem to sort of not always explode, but they do still do damage if you shoot at them. So you just want to do as much damage as you can. And there's also a different sound that you get if you're hitting bits that do more damage. You kind of get a bit of a different sound to when your bullets hit him or something like that. When he does one of these attacks, instead of running into the sides like I just did, you'll end up getting damaged if you do that. What you can do is you can just shoot them with your normal gun, and then they'll explode, and then you can run out there without getting any more damage. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for my rocket launcher to get more ammo. So I'm just waiting for a supply drop. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep running around and shooting at him. At this point the helicopter is attacking him, so my support helicopter just comes in and starts attacking him. As you can see, the ammo is all the way down there. You can go get it. This mission area is bigger than I thought when I was doing this for the first time, and so what you can do is just ignore this. I was like, oh man, my supply drop's going out, so I just what I decided to do is get another one that is a lot closer to me. So I'm just going to cool that down right there and then wait for it. Try not to get hit by that because that thing does a ton of damage, and if you're in the extreme version you will die instantly. I just completed the extreme version just like a few minutes ago. So what I did do is I did this exact same tactic. I just did a couple of different things, and if you had the battle dress on, it will make it a lot easier than if you don't have it on like I do. So now I've got my supply drop. I can now pick that up and then keep shooting at him. So as you can see, I'm actually going to start shooting at that big ball on the shoulder. I'm pretty sure I start doing soon, and if you just hit him as much as you can. So I'm just going to shoot at the ball right there, and shooting at that a few times will actually give you quite a bit of damage on him. So that didn't completely destroy it, so you can still shoot at it until it actually explodes, and it will still be there. It will just kind of be in a deformed version, just like when you shoot at his head a bunch. So I hit it another time, and I think it's after I hit it once more that it ends up doing a massive amount of damage to him. But I am still just shooting basically at him, just trying to shoot him as much as I can. If you have got D-Dog with you, I don't kind of recommend bringing D-Dog with you. It's mainly because he will end up possibly dying through this mission, and you don't really want him to die. So as you can see, it is now deformed, so I have destroyed that part of his body. So you just want to move on to another part. As I said before, his stomach is a very good spot to just shoot at. Any sort of part that's kind of like a joint is a very good spot to shoot at. If you try and shoot at like his super armored parts, those are the parts you don't really want to aim for. So now I've ran out of my rocket launcher ammo. I kind of want to get some more, so my supply drop is coming in. You don't really have to call these in, they just will fall anywhere, depending on where they decide to call them in. It's usually somewhere pretty close to you, but sometimes it's a bit further away. So once I've collected that, I'm just going to keep shooting at him. Soon we will reach the point where we are able to hit the floating boy. He will do a different attack. That might end up happening earlier for you guys, but for me it took a long time before that ended up happening this playthrough. But on my second playthrough through the extreme version, it happened a bit sooner, so it may be a bit less. It seemed to be like around 10-20% of his health. That's when that happened for me on this first go through. So I'm just also shooting at him, just trying to get as much damage as possible. As I've said before, there's not a lot to talk about other than, because this boss battle is just basically, he's a massive bullet sponge. It just takes a bunch of hits, and it takes just a bit of endurance to defeat him, really. There may be some better weapons to use. I didn't really find anything that was much better than using this rocket launcher. It seems to have like the most damage out of all of them, which is kind of interesting, because there are some other ones that have the target locking and all that sort of stuff, but they don't seem to do quite as much damage as a fully upgraded version of this. And so what we're going to do is just shoot him in the back, and that should give us the chance. So now this is where you should get the floating boy to show up. He will jump towards you, you'll go into slow-mo, and the floating boy will come down, swap to your normal weapon, and then just shoot at him, and that will give you the mission task. So I will probably show you whether or not I got the mission task soon or later, and then I'm just going to keep shooting at him because I want to destroy him. And once I've destroyed him, then the mission tasks, all 3 mission tasks will be complete. So just keep shooting at him as I'm doing right here, and make sure you don't get hit by any of his attacks, as you've been doing for the entire mission. And once you've defeated him, should be all good. So as you can see, even just using your normal bullets does do damage. It does take a few bullets to actually do any damage, but it will be doing damage. And as you can see, the floating boy showed up again, so we're just going to get another shot at him. We have now destroyed Sahelanthropus, and we have completed all the mission tasks. And you'll notice that I've completed all the mission tasks because when the score screen comes up, you'll be able to see all of that. So I just skipped the last cutscene so that I don't spend too much more time, so you just keep skipping the cutscenes until they're all done. There are quite a few of them. Even this part here, it is a cutscene, even though you have like control over it slightly. You can just keep skipping them and skipping them until it's all complete, and that will cut a bunch of your time off and help you with the S rank for this mission. So now we're just waiting for that to show up, the score screen, and that will also show us that we got all the mission tasks. So of course the first one is just destroy it, and that gets you anytime. And then the other two are the bonus ones. As you can see there, I got destroyed Sahelanthropus' head and successfully hit the floating boy with an attack. So that's what I'm going to do for this video. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have been able to get all the mission tasks for this mission. And now it's time for me to say see you guys and girls, and hopefully see you in the next video.